Hey guys, HDV here and welcome to a brand new video. Today we've got some really exciting things to go over. Even more classic collection hints have dropped for Pokemon's 30th anniversary. We have some Pokopia updates to go over, some more Datamines for Pokemon Legends EA. So much stuff to break down, so if you're excited for the video, drop a like down below, leave a comment, subscribe if you're brand new, and let's get into the video. So, starting things off, let's go over some brand new Pokemon events and announcements and a pretty big update for Pokemon Unite. We have Cerebi tweeting out saying, Cerebi update, Pokemon Unite has announced 2 new Mega Evolutions coming to the game. So Mega Gyarados will be released on the 5th of December, which is, I think, next Friday. And then we also have Mega Charizard Y, which is going to be released on the 19th of December, which is a Friday, 2 weeks after the Mega Gyarados drop. So 2 brand new Mega Evolutions dropping in December for Pokemon Unite, Mega Gyarados and also Mega Charizard Y, which is really cool. Don't really know why they haven't dropped any Legends EA Megas yet. A lot of those are in the game already, such as like Dragonite and stuff, so it'd be cool if one of those got a Mega Evolution, but maybe it's a little bit too soon, who knows. But either way, that's that update. And then also we have Cerebi tweeting out saying, Cerebi update, the Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Mighty Goodra Terra Raid Battle event has begun its second run, with Blissey returning as additional raids. And then this runs until the 30th of November at 23:59 UTC, so the end of this weekend. There will probably be another raid event announced, or maybe a mass outbreak event announced for Christmas, who knows. But either way, those are the latest Pokemon events and announcements for various different games. Moving on, let's talk Classic Collection once again. I feel like I've been posting about the Classic Collection quite a lot recently, but there has just been a decent amount of information to go over regarding it, from like hints and stuff, obviously the patents and the trademarks and stuff that Nintendo have been doing. And now we have this. So this was posted by Hidden Power saying Nintendo Creatures and Game Freak have registered a new trademark, being the Celebration Collection. Now this falls under Class 28, which is games, toys, and playthings, in which the TCG is also classified. Is this a new set for TCG, or could this be related to ports of classic Pokemon games? So straight off the bat, I'm going to say it's TCG. Very, very likely to be the case, but you never know. I think a Celebration Collection does sound like something that could be ports of old games. But again, we've had a Celebration kind of collection for the past 10 years when there's like a big milestone for the anniversaries of Pokemon. We got one for the 25th anniversary, we got one for the 20th anniversary, so it's very likely they're gonna do it for the 30th anniversary as well. We do have Soul Silver Art talking about this as well, saying this is very interesting, 90% related to the 30th anniversary, but through what medium? So I'd be kind of shocked if it's a port collection of the first few gens all in one game. Shocked but also ecstatic. A Generation 1 to 3 collection with remakes and third versions would be a day one purchase for me. So, like I say, I think it's just kind of hopeful thinking that it's going to be something to do with ports. I mean, you never know at the end of the day, but it is very, very, very likely just going to be TCG related. We do also have Pokebeach talking about this as well, which is an account that kind of keeps track of all TCG sort of things regarding Pokemon, and they're pretty sure that it is a 30th anniversary collection for Pokemon. So we've got Pokebeach here tweeting out saying Celebration Collection set name trademarked for the Pokemon TCG. Again, it's not been trademarked for the TCG. Hidden Power is right here when they say it's just been registered under Class 28, which does include games, obviously the video games, toys, and playthings. So TCG and games both fall under this class, which is why it could potentially be a game, but it's very likely just going to be the TCG. But let's see what they say about it on Pokebeach. So they say, we've discovered a new trademark for the Celebration Collection, which has been filed by Pokemon Japan. The name is in full English. It's under the same terms as trademarks used for set names in the past. So again, same sort of class as TCG, but also the video games as well. So back in 2021, Pokemon released Celebrations to honor the TCG's 25th anniversary, originally released in October 1996. It featured legendary cards from the past, such as Charizard and Blastoise. Could Celebration Collection be a 30th anniversary set that also reprints a selection of cards? At this stage, we can only speculate. And they say we usually discover trademarks around 6 to 9 months before they go into use. For example, this could be a set releasing in the summer or fall of 2026. I think whether this is a Classics collection for the video games or it is a Classics collection for the TCG, I think either way it's probably going to get announced on Pokemon Day, because obviously it's the 30th anniversary. So like I say, I mean, whether we get ports or not, I just don't think this is an indication of that. I'm pretty sure this is the TCG. I'd be very shocked if it wasn't, because like I said, we've already had it on the 25th anniversary, we've already had it on the 20th anniversary, so the 30th anniversary just makes sense. But I'm hoping that it's for the ports. It's just very, very unlikely. But either way, with that paired with like all the other kind of stuff we've covered lately, like say the trademarks and the patents for like the DS stuff and the Game Boy stuff, that could still happen. You know, we could still get ports, but like I say, I don't think this is the green light for it. But either way, let me know your thoughts on this. Do you think it is just the TCG, or do you think it could be something related to ports, or kind of like virtual console versions of the original Pokemon games? Let me know your thoughts about it in the comment section down below. Moving on, let's go over the Pokopia updates that we got this week. So we've covered something regarding this recently, I think actually this week, where basically this Twitter account, it's an official Pokemon Twitter account, they posted that there was going to be weekly updates about Pokopia. We didn't know what kind of medium that would be in, whether it'd be just in a tweet or it'd be in a video or whatever, whether we're going to get new gameplay. And it looks like all it's going to be is just a few new screenshots, and then that's that. And then they just kind of go over those screenshots, a little bit of information. So we are going to get weekly updates about Pokopia, but it's not going to be anything insane like trailers or anything. I generally think the next trailer for Pokopia is probably just going to be on Pokemon Day, and then it releases the week after, because there's not really, I guess, apart from these like regional Pokemon forms like Pikachu and Moslax and stuff, there's not really a lot of other information they can kind of show us about the game. They've already showed us a lot of it. I mean, they could show the map and stuff, but apart from that, I don't think it really, because we're going to get a trailer for it on Pokemon Day, obviously, so I don't think we're going to get another big trailer before that, because December is obviously the Legend ZA DLC, so they'd have to drop it in January. I just think that's unlikely. I think they're probably just going to do it in February instead. Either way, though, this is the information about it. So they're saying part 1, so Pokopia City Building Diary. So first, I watered the ground with water gun and cleared away the scattered wood with slash. It seems like my Pokemon are watching my hard work. I'm taking a Pokopia City building survey with posts in the tree. The results will determine what kind of city I'll create. So these are the new, I think they're new images anyway. I'm pretty sure they are. In fact, this one might not be new, but either way, we've got Squirtle here kind of watering these flowers. In this image here, we have us slashing this wood here. And then in this image, we're talking to a Poliwag. And then in this image, we're talking to a Psyduck as well. So Poliwag and Psyduck, I don't know if they were already confirmed to be in the game or not. I think Poliwag definitely was. Not sure about Psyduck. I'm pretty sure it was. These might not even be new images. They might just be rehashing old images and then just kind of going over it. But either way, that's the kind of big Pokopia update. We're going to get this weekly, but again, not really a ton of information to kind of dive into. We'll cover it every week if there's new screenshots and stuff, obviously. But yeah, it's kind of not a crazy amount of stuff that's getting shown. But either way, that's the Pokopia stuff that I wanted to go over from earlier on in the week. Finishing things off for today's video, we have some big Datamine updates to go over for Pokemon Legends ZA with how damage works on the player character. Once again, massive shout out to Anubis for kind of detailing all this information and compiling all this information. One of the best data miners in the community. But yeah, there's a bit of information to go over here, which is very, very useful, especially going into the DLC with how the player character takes damage and stuff. We've got Anubis here tweeting out saying, fun fact, in Pokemon Legends ZA, the player character can be knocked out by an Alpha Roar. Similar to in Pokemon Legends Arceus, the red border means you have exactly 1 HP left and any additional hit will KO you. And today I'll tell you a bit about how player health works. So if you are in game and you have this red border around you, it means you have 1 HP left. Run away, otherwise literally an alpha can sneeze on you and you will get knocked out. But this is how health is determined. So let's go back to the beginning. So your character has 100 HP when you start the game. Exchanging colorful screws for green canary plushes increases your max HP. This lets you boost your character to a maximum of 250 HP. So it boosts it quite a lot every time you redeem one of these canary plushes. And for people struggling on Zygarde, make sure to get these canary plushes, because if you're going on to the Zygarde battle with like 150 HP, you're missing out on an extra 100 HP that you can get. So if you're struggling on Zygarde, go and get some more HP. And if you haven't maxed these out, go and do it before the DLC drops. You're going to be fighting level 150 bloody Pokemon, so make sure you max this bad boy out. Jeez. Anyway, we then have Anubis saying, similar to Legends Arceus, if your character has at least 1 HP and takes damage, that would KO them. The border of the screen will flash red as a warning. In Pokemon Legends, yeah, obviously 4 damage is gone and healing is a lot slower. Here's where I talked about HP recovery in Legends Arceus. So if your character avoids taking damage for 8 seconds, they will start recovering HP automatically. So in this video, the character recovers plus 248 HP over 57.88 seconds, which is around 4.28 HP per second. Action, so like day, night change, and fast travel fully heal you. So that's good to know as well. So if you're struggling, you've got like hardly any HP left. Let's say you're doing like the alpha glitch or whatever, and or not the alpha glitch because you actually have to feign for that. But let's just say you're trying to catch an alpha, you're nearly knocked out, and you're on red HP. Just run away and then just fast travel to the location. You'll be fully healed. If you can't do that, then the heal starts after 8 seconds. So you have to avoid damage for 8 seconds, and that's when the heal kind of starts. So in my opinion, just run away, fast travel. It's going to fully heal you instead of having to wait nearly a minute to fully heal you. There's not really an issue unless there's like a shiny or something and you haven't saved or whatever, things like that. But yeah, I think for most circumstances, I think just flying away or fast traveling to the location you're at just to fully heal you. Then it says, how does the game decide how much damage the player character takes from Pokemon moves? So your character doesn't have defense stats to calculate damage after all. So first, the game converts the move's base power to a base damage to the player character using this table. So let's say a move that does like, I don't know, 60 base damage, that's going to do 50 damage to the player. So that's how that's determined, because obviously we don't have a defense stat. But yeah, that's how the damage is calculated there. And it says next, the game applies a multiplier depending on the Pokemon's base stat total. So I tested in-game and all the alphas I observed used the 1.5 times multiplier even if they were in early zones. Offensive status moves like Screech always do 5 damage and the Alpha Roar does 10 damage. So that's very, very good to know. And then let me give you an example of how this works. So this is the dreaded Magikarp at the start of the game. The Alpha Magikarp with Hydro Pump pretty much nearly knocks you out. So Hydro Pump has a BP of 110, which translates to 70 base damage to the player character. Being Alpha, it gives it a multiplier of 1.5. So since your character starts off with 100 HP, this goes straight to the red warning for 1 HP. So even though you're on 100 HP, you get hit with his Hydro Pump. It does 105 damage, but it doesn't knock you out instantly. You can't get O-code in this game. You automatically go to 1 HP, even if you take more damage than what you have. So if you have 100 HP, you take 105, you'll go to 1 HP remaining. If you're on 100 HP and you take 200 damage, you're still going to go to 1 HP remaining. But obviously, that's when you are literally, like, if someone sneezes on you and you're gonna pass out. So that's how that's all calculated. And there was one bit I couldn't figure out by testing. Damage from the rogue mega boss battles. They do much less damage than expected for their BST and don't follow the formula that explains the overworld Pokemon. I guess these are adjusted to not make the battles too hard. And then what little amendment this post should read similar to in Legends Arceus. I think that's just, yeah, some stuff about Legends Arceus. So that's how damage works. So basically, TLDR, go buy all the colorful, go get all the colorful screws, buy the canary plushes, and if you are taking damage and you see this red border, get out of there, because any kind of attack will knock you out, and also fully heals you if you fast travel or the day-night cycle changes or anything like that, which is obviously very, very good to know, especially for the DLC, because there's going to be a lot higher leveled Pokemon that you're going to be fighting there. Tough alphas, the raid bosses and stuff like that are going to be pretty tricky. But yeah, just wanted to quickly go over that because I think it's some decent information to know about when getting ready for the DLC. But either way, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please do consider leaving a like down below. Let's try and hit 500 likes. It does really help out. Let me know your thoughts on all this battle kind of damage stuff. And again, massive shout out to Anubis for compiling all these data mines and this data mined information. Let me know your thoughts on the Pokopia stuff. Let me know your thoughts on this celebration collection thing. Again, I don't think it's going to be any kind of points or ports or anything like that. I think it's just going to be TCG, which is unfortunate, but yeah, you never say never. And then also, yeah, make sure to do these events and stuff if you are wanting to do that. But yeah, thank you for watching. Subscribe if you're brand new. Ring the notification bell for daily Pokemon content. Have a fantastic rest of your day. And until next time, peace.